Hey you guys, check it out. I got the 300 off the lift, I have the engine installed, and it's just about perfect. I just gotta tune something very small so I can hit the streets.
If you know Nick, you know he spends plenty of time in his dyno room, testing and tuning the classic muscle car engines he rebuilds, and squeezing out every drop of horsepower and torque. But the story doesn't end with the last dyno run. The engine still has to be reinstalled in the car it will power. A process that can present a new set of challenges. Today, Nick is hoping to put the final touches on this incredible rare 413 cross-ram induction engine for Mike's 1963 Chrysler 300J.
Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to my shop. Yes, we're back on that Chrysler 300J 1963, the Monster Mike from New York. As you guys can see, the engine has been installed. Yes, we had it taken out last year, we had it overhauled, then we ran it with the 4-barrel no dyno, then we ran it with the long run induction system, we also had the carburetors rebuilt, and of course I want to take it for a drive. But we're not going to drive it far today because I have a little issue with something. And I wanted to say that these carburetors were overhauled by Donnie, but they were working great. They were working perfect on the dynamometer. And for some reason, this one here, the accelerator pump stopped working. I don't know why. You know, things happen, but it's not a big deal. We're just going to take off the cover and check it out. But in the meantime, I just want to tell you guys, we finally got the engine in the 300. It looks kind of strange to a lot of my customers to walk in the shop and to see this setup. But what's cool is working on a carburetor, you're always leaning over the fender into the center of the engine bay to work on a carburetor. But this one is cool. Look, it's right at your fingertips. All you gotta do is just look down on it and there's a problem. And we see it, that this accelerator pump is not working. It's not a big deal. All we have to do is check this out. I got a carburetor kit, which my brothers that supplied me. And all we need to do is change this accelerator pump right here. Sometimes it could go dry, they're made out of leather, and I'm sure Don changed them. But the thing is, I need to change it or check it out because for some reason, on the dynamometer, it worked fine. Now all of a sudden, I'm having it in the car. That one is working fine, and this one is just spinning. It should shoot like a spray. I'm gonna show you guys later on how that works, and this one working. This one only spits out a little bit, and it won't work. After all, you know, when you want no stumble, if this thing doesn't work, you're gonna have a hard time cold start. You have hesitations every time you give it gas, cold start, and of course accelerating. So when a car needs to push the accelerator pedal and accelerate, you need fuel to be shot into the intake manifold because, you know, by the time the jets take over, you need something to help the carburetor put the fuel into the intake manifold. And this is the job of this accelerator pump. And you know that each carburetor feeds each side cylinder head. In other words, this carburetor feeds that cylinder head, and that carburetor feeds this cylinder head. So we got to make sure that everything works balanced and equal. After testing on the dynamometer, we had the air-fuel ratio done. Oil pressure was great. We balanced everything out. And the only thing left is let's fix that pump on this carburetor. So what I'm going to do with you guys right now, my viewers, you guys want to watch, I want to take up the top half and I'm going to show you how to check out an accelerator pump. So if you guys want to stay tuned and watch me do it, check this out. So before I start working on it, I want to show you guys the difference between an accelerator pump that works and one that doesn't. So on this carburetor, on the passenger side, works perfect. So let me show you how the shooter works. And then after that, we're going to go on the driver's side and see that the shooter doesn't work at all. And that is the reason why we're going to take off the cover. Right now I'm going to accelerate the rod so you guys can see how the pump works. Here we go. And that's how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to shoot like a shooter, okay, like a spray. So now let's check out on this side. I'm going to press the accelerator rod and here we go. So it's just spitting. So that spitting is not good enough. So we're going to take off the cover and see what went wrong. Did the leather come off the accelerator pump? Whatever. So my job is to take off the cover and let's get started.
Many of us who were born about the same time as this car would certainly relate to the frustration of a diminished flow. But unlike old men, old cars don't have prostate glands. And Nick is confident that he can get these carburetors flowing like new without too much trouble.
But you know what, it's not a big deal. It's a very simple carburetor. They work very great, very good on the dynamometer. So now with the load of the car, I want to make sure they work perfect. But I'm sure I'm going to fix it. It's a very simple fix. So all I got to do now is take off the top cover and let's get into the carburetor and see what it needs. After all, I want to take it down to the streets and I wanted to make sure it's running perfect. It's going to be a simple fix. So if you viewers want to watch what I'm going to do, stay tuned. I'm not removing the carburetor completely. I'm just going to take up the top half, turn it upside down, see if viewers can see what the inside of a carburetor looks like. And at the same time, I'm going to show you how the accelerator pump could be replaced. And the accelerator pump is right here, you guys, right here. All right, let's start removing the top cover, see what we got inside. Here we go. Yes, you know, I haven't tested any cars yet for 2023. This car will probably be the first one. So it's going to be, will be an honor. After all, road testing a car like this, a gentleman's muscle car. Something very special. These are the medium rods. Just going to remove them. And these are the genuine carburetors that belong to this car and also to this 413. I've been playing with carburetors for a long time. It's the same thing like a 426 Semi. I've been playing with Hemi carburetors for such a long time that these are identical to a 426, which are called AFB. You know, I just love working with these old cars. They're so simple, nothing's computer control whatsoever. This is really, really old school. You know, I gotta say I don't know how to say it. I'm a dying breed when it comes to these old cars. You know, you got six packs, dual quads, carburetors. Even Don, who works with these carburetors. I mean, how many people are out there rebuilding carburetors? And not only that, detailing them at the same time like these here. I remember working on these cars, well, not this type of particular long ram induction system cars, but I remember working in the back alley. You could buy any muscle car for just about under $1,000 or $2,000, I should say. Those were the good old days. Today, different world. And you guys, whenever you guys want to remove a fuel line, also use a pipe wrench like so. When you got a fitting on a metal tubing, got 1/2 inch, 9/16, whatever. These are the proper tools when you're using it on a pipe wrench, or should I say on a fuel line. So use the correct tools for every job you do. I was very impressed on the outcome, on the numbers on this one. You know, we ended up with 500 foot-pounds of torque with the this engine and about 375 horsepower. With the 4-barrel, we pulled out a 470 torque and the 395 horsepower. Then we changed the 4-barrel, the dual plane 4-barrel. We went to the long induction system, which is called the short version. This one, you can see the divider line halfway going into the cylinder head, and then the other halfway, it's like a single plane, open planium going to the carburetor. So this is called a short version. After installing this system into the, after removing the full barrel, installing this, we lost about roughly 10 horsepower, but we gained 31 foot-pounds of torque. From 470 foot-pounds of torque on a full barrel, we went to a 501 with this induction system at 3,500 RPM. Okay, so we lost maybe 14, 15 horsepower with the, but it doesn't matter. When you have a car like this, Chrysler built this engine, designed it to be a torque monster. So if you're on the highway, you want to pass a truck or a school bus, this is what you need, torque. One more bolt. Here we go. As you can see, the carburetor has the fuel. So there was no issue with fuel coming into the carburetor. And the accelerator pump is right there. Here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove it like so. Brand new. So what went wrong? So this is how it performs, you guys. Watch this. When you put it here, now that fuel should come out of the shooter right here. Watch this. Let's see if it's working. Nothing's happening. Well, look. Let's try another one. Let's put it over here. Let's get my new one out. This is made out of rubber. This original old piece is made out of leather. So what I'm going to do is, what a lot of people say is when you have a new accelerator pump, it's made out of leather, since it's been in package for such a long time, you got to spread it open. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to spread it open. It's been sitting in storage for a long time. I remember when I had these carburetors on the dynamometer, before I had them overhauled and restored by Don, these jets right here, the little brass screws that you see down here, as you can see, Don has replaced them all. He found a way to drill it out with his dad and take them off and of course apply the original jets right from the factory. So this was done. That is the reason why I gave it to him. But he went further than that. He also had them detailed for me. And within 23 hours, he brought them to me. And you know, I gotta give him a great thanks. So anyways, let's fix this little accelerator pump. See what went wrong, so we can get it going, so we can take it to the street. But actually the streets right now are pretty wet. So what I'm gonna do is, just to make a test, once I get this pump to work, we're gonna warm up the engine. I'll back up the car to the door, and hopefully it could spin the wheels. As you can see, I'm trying to open it up. Okay, let's see now. Is it the accelerator pump? Here we go. This is the nozzle that shoots the fuel, and here we go. Still not working. Wow, it has got to go deep to work. Okay, you know what? Maybe it's got to go deeper. Here. But, I don't know, I see why. I don't see anything wrong with this. Try this. Gotta make sure they're the same length. Actually, this one's longer. Let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can do something.
It's a simple mechanism, but it's crucial that it works precisely. A small change in spring pressure or shaft length from one part to another can cause a big change in performance.
It's gotta go deeper. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try it. Even though it's slightly short, I'm gonna try it. Hopefully it works. I hope it works. I prefer the leather. But then again, this is an old stock. I had this kit for quite a few years now. I know that the new kits you buy are made out of rubber, but maybe the leather is gonna work much better, which is my opinion. It might. So you know what? Let's try it. What do we gotta lose? We got it here anyways. So there's the floats. They're perfectly adjusted. Just gotta put this in right now. I'm sorry, this goes like that.
Making small adjustments inside the carbs is not the time-consuming part of the job. It's fighting with all the tiny, fiddly parts that have to be taken apart and put back together just to open and close the housing.
What I might do is just put a couple of screws back, just to try it. Yeah, in case I have to go back in. Because the shooter, or should I say the accelerator pump, is slightly shorter. But you know what, I'm gonna try it. Man, putting back these medium rods could be tricky. Okay, here we go. There we go, we got one side on. Let's do the other side. I'm gonna have to start her up, make sure the float bowl gets filled up with fuel, so I can have enough fuel for the shooter. So I have to get it started, run it, and then see how it works. You see that, eh? Gotta make sure that rod falls right into the jet. Come on. Come on, Nate. I got one side in. Oh. I remember Manny working on it in the dining room when we were playing with different rods with another carter. We had the same issue. Come on. It's spring loaded, so it's got to go below the deck here so I can put the cover back on. And these medium rods work on vacuum. There we go. And we put the covers back on. It's just a matter of catching the medium rod to go right through the jet and the primary jets. Okay, so now let me tighten the fuel line before I forget. I'll put these two screws on later on. Let me tighten the fuel line. Back to my pipe wrench, like so. I'm not connect the choke yet. I'm gonna save that for later on. Okay. Now we need the accelerator pump to work. Put the clip on. Okay. This is the choke I'll put back later. Just for fun. Leave this alone. The fuel line is on. Put this out of the way. Connect the battery. Only temporarily. Okay, so let me get it started. Fill up the flow bowls, warm it up for a few minutes, and let's try it again. Okay, here we go. Let's start it. Make sure there's no fuel leaks. Okay, let me crank it over. Okay. Here we go. It needs to be warmed up. Okay, let me warm it up. Okay. Okay, doesn't matter. I don't need to warm it up. Let's check if the accelerator pump works. Hope I got the right one going. Okay, here we go. No, it's not perfect yet. It's not perfect yet. Let's try the other side. Okay, not good enough. Oh well. I'm not happy with it. It's not performing the way I want it. Let's try a longer stroke. Here we go. Try a longer stroke. I do not have enough fuel coming in there yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the stroke on the accelerator pump to a longer stroke. Let's see if it does any difference. So let me just put this in like this, like so. And here we go. Bring my light out. Take a look. If not, I'm going to have to take out the accelerator pump and then change it. No, it's not good enough. Not good enough. Okay, I'm gonna take it all off again. I seem to be needing a longer one.
Nick knows that to track down and solve issues in complex systems, you need to make one change at a time, then observe and make note of any results. The problem is, when you're working with an antique carb like the ones on the 300J, making each change means taking the carburetor housing apart, with its dozens of small screws and interconnected pieces. It can be a tedious and frustrating task, but Nick isn't going to give up until he finds his answer.
I'm checking everything now. I think the pump is good. This pump is good. For some reason, I don't know what, but I'll figure it out. I'm gonna see if I have another pin like this. I'm gonna just try another one. I don't see nothing wrong with this one. It looks clean to me. Here, I'll do it again. Let me fill up the bowl with fuel on the accelerator pump, like so. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that looks good. The channel is clean. I'm just gonna go get another one of these, if I can find one, change it, and see what happens. Looks like the plunger, the one Donnie put, looks like it's good, it's working. So we just put the spring back, like so, and I'll be right back. Okay, let me see if I have another one like that. Let me go get one. I just located another brass, I don't know what you call this, a valve or whatever. They look the same, but you know what? I'll replace it anyways because I'm not sure. This makes the fuel work one way, this way. So when the fuel passes, this drops down so the auxiliary pump can suck fuel from the flow bowl. Here we go. Can we try it again? Let me see now. Fill the bowl with fuel. Okay, and here we go. Let's hope I don't lose it. You know what? Let's put it together and try it again. All right, here we go. You know, every item, every little piece counts, or else it won't work. So let me put this back in, like so. We're back. There's also an adjustment on that. I played with the adjustment earlier today. It didn't work for me, so let's give it a try and see what happens. I remember doing once a hauler carburetor. I overhauled it back in the alley. Carters, I've worked with them. I've worked on it a few times. You do something, and at the end you get it going. I remember once working on a hauler carburetor, which I've done a few in my life. I kept rebuilding it, putting kits, blowing through every channel. And then you know what, going over it and putting it on the car and take it out. It was a simple full barrel back in 1976, 77. And I got so fed up with it that I took this carburetor and I looked for a cement wall and I put it right through the wall. Then I bought myself a new one and headaches was over. But in this case, I can't do this to this one, so I gotta fix it. This is a genuine carb. The other Holly took a cement wall hit, but it doesn't matter. I was happy after that. You know what it is to overhaul a carburetor so many times, and you know what to do with it. And then, you get frustrated. You try to put it on, try to take it off, gasket, kit, clean, gunk, this and that, blow this and on the car. You get fed up, on a cement wall and it's gone. There, job is done. There we go. So now let's work on this carter. What do you want me to do, man? When you overhaul it so many times and, you do so many carters once or twice and you get it perfect. But that Holly carburetor, I'll never forget it. Sure put a dent in the wall in the back alley, but you know what? I was happy. Got rid of it. Okay, carters don't usually give me this problem. No, I don't recommend you guys do what I did. But to let you know, back in the day I was young, I was frustrated. When you go over and over and over on a carburetor repair and you can't get it done, yeah, you get fed up. And eventually, hit the wall. I thought this would be a simple job, but not exactly easy. I can't figure it out. Anyways, we'll keep trying until we get it done. After all, it's only an auxiliary pump. Okay, so we got it in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna start it one more time. Hopefully it works. All right, let me get it started so I can fill up the fuel bowl by, of course, running it with a mechanical fuel pump. And then hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna take it apart again, and then I'm gonna go through the whole system to see what's going on. Visually, everything looks good, and for some reason it doesn't want to shoot fuel. Okay, let's go. need to run it was a few seconds. Now let's try it again. Here we go. Are we gonna open up one more time? Nothing. Dead. Okay, so you know what? One more time. Here we go. One more time. One more time. I'm gonna find that problem. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna find that problem. I'm gonna change everything that works with the accelerator pump. That's it. I'm done.
By keeping cool and eliminating one possible cause at a time, Nick will home in on the problem. And hopefully no cement walls will be called for this time.
I don't know, you know, it's all in the stroke from what I see. There's no blockage whatsoever. Look. Look at that. I just can't figure it out. But you know what? Why was it working in the dyno? When I had it working on the dynamometer, it worked no problem. And over here, okay, let me try something else. Oh, I see what's going on. This spring works against that spring. Why? I noticed that it works without the spring, the lower spring, like so. Watch this. Here we go. Watch this. I'm going to try it without the spring. Here we go. There. Perfect. Now, I put the fuel back into the bowl area. Now I put the spring back in. And let's try it again. Here we go. There. Come on. It's working. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. Boy, I can imagine what the viewers got to say. Nick, do this, try that. You got it wrong. I can imagine. But it doesn't matter. You know what? Too bad I can't talk to you guys right now, but I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Okay.
Nick presses forward and continues to eliminate possible causes, making sure the floats are perfectly adjusted before trying again.
There we go. Okay. Locked it. Tight the fuel line. Let's try it again. Make sure I don't forget this. Here we go. Okay, let's fill it up with fuel. Try it. Here we go. Okay, let's try it now. Let's see how it works. Let's take a look down into the carburetor. Here we go. Nothing. 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 Zero. Zero. Okay. We'll try something else. Nothing. Just a little spit. That's it. For me, it's not good enough. Come on. Let's try something else. Yeah, now I made it on the longer stroke. Here we go. Fill it up again, let's go. Zero. And yeah, I am frustrated now.
I can see it.
I am frustrated. I've worked on many Carter carburetors that never had this issue. This is right now driving me nuts. Driving me nuts. Can't figure out why. Something so simple. I don't know. I'm just gonna look at that. I want to see now full both flow bowls. I mean, bowls are full with fuel. They are. I noticed they are, but for some reason I can't figure it out. Such a simple device. Such a simple device. Can't just figure it out. Anyways, I'll take it apart. Take off the cover one more time. Doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense. I think I see the problem. The fuel is not high enough to fill the cavity where the accelerator pump goes. So in other words, the fuel coming in on this side, transfer over to this float bowl, there's a restriction somewhere. So now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna check that right now. Here we go. And this is the side that feeds fuel to that side. So now it's time to just go further. I noticed that the carburetor is tilted a bit. As you can see, it's tilted. So I need to bring the fuel higher on this side, which I did. I did. Okay. I'm gonna blow some air through the channel and see if anything happens. I'll be right back. So I removed the floats. They're leveled good. I also raised the flow level bit on the front part of the carburetor where the channel is for the plunger or the accelerator pump. But let me explain you something, guys. Now I understand. When this engine was on the dyno, carburetors were perfectly flat. Right now, as it sits in the car, you see they're on a slight angle. The accelerator pump on that carburetor, which is working fine, is in the back. So as you can see, the more the fuel goes towards the back, will fill in the channel where the cylinder is for the accelerator pump. Now if you come and take a look over here, this one has more fuel than that side. And if you see this channel where the fuel goes into the cylinder for the accelerator pump, it's about almost even. In other words, I need to raise the fuel to get it into that channel to flood the cylinder to get the accelerator pump to work. So now I know why it was working on the dyno. The engine was perfectly flat on the dynamometer and it worked. Now that I put it in the car, as you can see, the accelerator pump on this one is in the front where the fuel was less. On this side, it's in the back where we have more fuel. That's why this one is working and this is not. So the system is working correctly. Question is, we don't have enough fuel in the bowl to fill in the cylinder now that it's sitting in the car. So in the meantime, let me find a way, because this is the way the car sits. I gotta make sure it works. I'm gonna have to do some modifications out of the box, not out of the book, and figure out, see how I'm gonna do it. So let me think, let me put it together, and we'll take it from there. So how we're gonna do this now, without jacking the car, raising the fuel in the front bowl, I gotta find a way to cheat on the float. So let me put the float back in place, the way it was. Then I'm gonna see what I can do. Maybe I'll make an adjustment on the drop and the level, so I can get much more fuel in the front. Okay. I don't know, that's my theory. I've I've worked with many carburetors before, and I noticed that the accelerator pump is working fine. Except when I give it one shot of fuel to test it, it works. Then when I put the cover back on, it doesn't work any longer because there's not enough fuel. Even though I get it started, it still does not fill up to the channel. What I should do is open the channel a little bit. But that's going to be making a big mess in there, right there. That channel there should be much more deeper. And this way I don't have to raise the float. Okay, let's see what we're going to do here. You know what? I don't think there's any harm done. You know why? I can cheat on this side. The reason is because there's not enough fuel in that bowl. So you know what? Let's give it a shot. Here we go. You know what? I'm not going to go with the book on this, that's for sure. That's for sure. As you can see, we're going to try this. I dropped it, and hopefully it does something. So you know what? Let's give it a shot. And you know what? I'm not going to try it. I'm just going to put it together and take it from there. Here we go. Well, you know what? For all you viewers that know something about carburetors, if you guys want to leave a comment below, please do. I'll read up on it when I get a chance. But in the meantime, I want to hear you guys' opinion. You know, you could say you brought the flow level up, but why? You want to know why. So you figure out, you got to figure out why. From the channel, let's see, the cylinder where it gets filled with fuel seems to be right on the borderline. So what I did is I brought the flow up really high so I could get more fuel in that area so I could put fuel in the cylinder. So let's see what happens. One way to find out is to cheat on the flow level and take it from there. You say, why? Why am I raising the flow level? What's the reason? You have to know. Not just guess and do it, oh, it worked. Why? You want to know why. So from what I see, it's got a lot of tilt. And that is the reason why. You got to have an explanation for what you did. Why did you do that? I'm at 50% ready to put this carburetor through a cement wall like I did 40 years ago. I'm thinking about it. Come on. This rod has always been a problem. Why? I've done so many carburetors, I never had issues with the medium rods. Here you got a carburetor that has a float, an issue. I'm fighting medium rods. It's gonna work now. Well, let me put some fuel in it, and we'll take it from there. Still doesn't work. I know, I'm sure a lot of viewers are saying, since they're the same carburetor, so why don't you just switch it over and see what happens? But I'm getting fed up. I'm getting fed up. Such a simple carburetor. I still have it still just spits a little bit. What does it take to make this accelerator pump work? Or maybe I should call Don tomorrow and tell him, Don, I got a problem. Maybe that's what I should do. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. No. Here we go. Let's try it again. 0. Nothing. Nothing.
Nick has eliminated one possible cause after another, but the carb still refuses to perform. But Nick isn't going to give up. As long as he can still hold a wrench, he couldn't even imagine giving up.
I'm gonna try one more thing. You're gonna see what I'm gonna do now. This is crazy. I've been playing with carbers all my life, especially carbers. I'm gonna take it off completely. Enough is enough. This is ridiculous. I never had a carburetor that gave me a problem like this on an auxiliary pump on a carburetor. Never. Never. Spending the whole night trying to get this thing going. Meanwhile, I worked on a dynamometer. Now I got it in the car, it doesn't want to work. No, enough is enough. Let me tilt it this way now. See if anything happens. Nothing. Very, very little. Oh well. Doesn't make any sense not to work. Look. Dead. It is dead. This is getting me angry. I got the engine in the car. I want to go try it. Just floor it over here to see if it can spin a tire or tires. Can't even get the carburetor to work. It's kind of a stumble. You know, you need two pumps. You got two carburetors. You need fuel when you floor it. Full wide open throttle. This is ridiculous. How many hours am I going to spend on this until I figure it out? And I've done a lot of carburetors. Never had this issue before. And I worked on a dynamometer. It doesn't want to work in the car. Check the fuel pressure. Should I? But the bowls are full. Look, they're full of fuel. The fuel pump is working. Look, much further down you want me to do it. Look, both of them are full. Is it the stroke? I've used this one. I've used the other one. They both don't work. So, it's time to go into the shop manual. But then again, do I need to? I'll do it. Because I don't think anything's blocked. It's working. Or maybe I'm going to find a kit that was designed just for this carburetor. So tomorrow I'm going to see if I can locate a kit for it. Also give a call to Don in Curtis, Ontario, see what's going on. I'm just surprised why it doesn't want to work. And of course, you know, I wanted to take it for a drive. And the way it's working right now, it's not what I want. That one is working well, this one's not. It's a dream garage. It sure is. You know, there must be something wrong. There must be something wrong. There's no way. There's no way that I'm having such a crazy time with this. I'm going to try something here. Watch this. What? I'm going to try this without a spring. Okay, here we go. Without a spring.
There's still one thing that Nick hasn't tried. About a half hour ago, Nick noticed that the spring inside the carb was fighting against the spring built into the plunger on the accelerator pump. Could this be the culprit?
I don't know, I ever removed this spring underneath the plunger, see if it works. Come and see this. I took the spring. There's a spring underneath the plunger, or the accelerator pump. I just removed it for the fun of it. So I just installed it like this without the spring. Now if you take a look down there, watch this. Did you see that? Do it again. There. As you can see, the carb itself works. So something's got to do with the spring that we had removed underneath the accelerator pump. For any reason, this spring should always be underneath the plunger. I've done many carburetors. I have never removed this. this is what pushes the accelerator pump back up. But then again, you also have a lever that brings the accelerator pump back up. Maybe I should have never put this back on. Or maybe this is over strengthening this one. So maybe I should find a weaker spring. But anyways, I'll get back to it. For tonight, I'm gonna call it quits. I'm gonna sleep on it. But from what I see, it works without that spring. The channel's open, my check valve works, the accelerator pump is good, the rubber is doing the job, my shooter's open, so I'm gonna have to look into it. Something has to be done. I'm not happy with it, but I'll get back to it. And I'm gonna spin these tires on this car, even though if it kills me. Sorry for the frustration, but you know what? Spend the night here trying to get this going so I can spin the tires so our viewers can see some action. But you know what? It is a dream garage. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But you know what? We'll get it done and we're gonna get it fixed.
But the story doesn't end there. Even though he'd been in the shop for more than 14 hours today, and he'd put more than 3 hours into this problem without finding a solution, Nick just couldn't walk away from the 300J. He and Manny put on another pot of coffee and kept looking for a fix.
Okay, here we are a couple of hours later. I've decided to do one more thing. We removed the spring that's underneath the accelerator pump on the fender actually, and it worked all the time. So I said, you know, probably find a weaker spring or cut the one we have in half. So we went through my junk box, which we have carburetors, and this is one I removed from this carburetor, and I have a spare shorter one. So from what I see, it's been working on the fender. Haven't tried it yet, and now we're gonna see if it really works. So I believe this spring was overpowering the spring on the accelerator pump. So Manny, start it, and if it works, all this issue was just the spring. So start her up. I'm gonna look at the light, let her run for a few seconds, fill up the flow bowl, and we'll take it from there.
You ready?
God, better work. Come on, go ahead. Got it in the middle hole. Accelerate. Okay, turn her off. Turn her off, Manny. Give it gas. Slowly. Go ahead. Okay, let me see the other side. I want to compare. I don't think it's doing the same thing yet. Go ahead. Okay, forget it. Still not working. It spits. It just spits. I don't believe this. Take off the spring completely.
Hold on a sec.
I can't believe it. Look. Not shooting. It just spits. That's it. Come and see Manny. Play with the rod. Look down there. Just do this. Just pull the rod. Now go to the other side. Go to the other side.
I don't have to.
Okay? All right. Turn her off. Look. Now press the, pull the rod again. Check it out. God forbid, man. Look.
Can we disable this and so I could just run the...
Yep. Here. I'll disable it. Well, there's an adjustment on that too, eh? Here we go.
Sure.
Let me take it out. And there's 3 steps. I had it in the middle. Go ahead.
So I
Do
can
what
just
you want
push
to do.
down?
Yeah, go ahead. Do whatever you want.
How does that work?
Go ahead. Hold on.
I'm just touching the top. Is it
Yeah.
possible we have it at the wrong setting?
Well, they're always in the middle. That one's in the middle. I had this in the middle. And I tried before all 3.
Okay.
But then again, I didn't try with the spring half
So
cut in
how
half.
far down do we...
You know what? We need to do this. Look at this. The adjustment. See where the adjustment is?
Yep.
You want a short stroke, long stroke? What do you want? You just touched it. Hey, look.
Yeah,
look.
and it's
Okay.
going.
Okay, so let's go here. Now the only thing is to put that
You know
Little.
why I'm saying that?
Yeah.
Because if the spring is still overpowering it,
Yeah, you bring it further up.
exactly, to the more functional area.
What do you see?
Let's start it.
Start it up, fill it up, and we'll do it again. And then we'll put the adjustment all the way on the other end.
You want to match them?
Max, yes.
You ready?
Okay. It shoots, but it spits. Okay, turn it off, turn it off. Okay, give it gas. No, it doesn't shoot on like spray.
It won't.
Okay, why?
Probably needs another spring. We need to take more out of the spring, I guess.
Get a weaker one, or cut it in half. Cut the spring in half, man. I told you it worked a lot. It worked without the spring at all in there. I'm telling you,
Yeah, but we can't not put
this is a joke.
It's not funny though.
It is.
Kind of is.
Put it back without the spring.
Okay.
There we go. There.
Okay. You know what? You got
There's
it?
a screw, yeah, got it. Bring the light over. Let's take a look. You see the channel there? It's got fuel there.
Yeah. So there's no issue with fueling.
No. Now let's go back to that spring we're talking about.
All right.
Okay?
Show me the other one, the weaker
Here,
one.
there's the weaker one.
Yeah.
This is a lot weaker?
Way weaker.
You're way weaker?
Yeah, so
And that's
we'll
from
go-
another old Carter carburetor that I had.
Same style, same
Okay,
position.
let's put it in. Put it back with 4 screws and let's get going.
All right, I'm bringing
All
the
right,
top.
bring it back.
Ready?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Pop it in. Don't you worry about the fuel. Start it.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what happens.
We're looking for some good news.
Let's go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, stop. Manny, hold on. Turn it off. Wait a minute. Give it gas. Finally. It's working. We got it.
Okay.
A little spring did all the.
What's the most important thing? It got done, and now
Yeah.
we can test it.
I should have put a lighter spring there. Well, how do I know
Well,
that?
look, Nick, we weren't 100% sure that it was
You know,
the wrong spring.
it's good. It's a good thing. I keep this old stuff in stock. I
Hey.
realized, you know, we
It's
realized.
called stock, not old stuff.
So this is how we realized. The secondary spring that's underneath the plunger or the accelerator pump, when I removed it earlier, it was working all the time. But the spring has to be there anyways. So we figured that it's overpowering the spring on the accelerator pump, which is right here. So what we did is we found another spring, we cut it in half, and it was still too strong. So we found a used one from another Carter carburetor, very light, threw it in, and we finally got it going.
Thank God.
All this trouble just for one light spring.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Is there anything else?
Nope. Let me see if this thing. I want to see if it doesn't hesitate or bug or stall or whatever.
Thumbs up,
I've never
Nick.
tried this. I remember when the car first came in, when Mike brought it in from New York, I was driving it up and down the street. It kept on stumbling, backfiring, stumbled, no power, whatever. So let's see after all this work what we've done to see if we have accomplished anything.
I hope so.
Let's go.
Because the dyno don't lie.
Dyno don't
You
lie.
should get some good feelings with this car.
After all, we have 500 foot-pounds of torque. Let's see what it does.
And that, my friend, is what you call pack it up.
Back that up, back that up.
Buddy gonna shut you down.
Got it.
Here, hold on, let me take the fender cover. Okay, you're good, you're good.
I just want to warm it up a little bit. I gotta make sure the brakes work, eh?
What's that?
I gotta make sure the brakes work.
Well, it'll definitely bog if you hit it too hard.
I'll try it again. Maybe warm it up. Maybe just warm it up.
Do you have any? Is there an exhaust leak by any chance?
You listen to it on this side.
Okay.
Listen.
There's still, there's still, there's still, there's still, try cranking, crank. You know what it is? You got highway gears in the back.
Yeah. I got no stall speed.
That's true.
I got no stall speed. You know what? You got to bring up the RPM slowly.
Yeah.
I can't make it at a dead stop. How about if I torque it up?
Torque it up, buddy.
Torque it up, torque it up. Here we go. Nope, this is not gonna work. No, this is not gonna work.
What do you have it in, first or
You
drive?
know what I think? You know what I think?
What's that?
It's the timing.
Yeah, it's possible.
Take off the vacuum, advance it mechanically, and do it like that. Here, I'm
You
gonna
want
show
to
you.
just take off the vacuum?
No, take off the vacuum. I'm gonna advance the distributor. Don't forget the timing backs up, right?
Yeah.
So we have another issue. We have to install back his dual point distributor,
that's
which
right.
we couldn't get it running on a dynamometer. So we have the kit I've ordered to convert it to electronic and also to connect his tach drive.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so you have his mechanical tachometer. So right now we've got this, we've got a vacuum advance, but what I really think is remove the vacuum,
Yep.
advance it mechanically to see if I can get an acceleration.
okay.
Okay, here we go. This is a wild guess, I don't need a timing light. Let me see my marks. There,
All right.
right there. There's the, now I've got it marked without the vacuum advance.
Okay.
There you go, Nico. I think, you know why? Because when you accelerate, the vacuum goes to zero.
That's right.
It backs up the timing. And of course, so highway gear, no high stall torque converter, you're not gonna get a acceleration. Let's see if I'm
will
right.
soon.
Let's give it a shot. Ready?
One way to find out.
Let's go.
That's old school.
Yeah. Okay, I want to try it again. Doesn't have
is
a shoe
wicked.
grip. I gotta try it one more time. I gotta try it. Joey, bring me back to the door, Nico. Okay, watch out.
Ooh, nice.
You know, this is okay. So we're gonna fix the mechanical distributor.
Yep.
Like we did with the other one.
Not a
We
problem.
tricked the vacuum advance, get the tach to work, and of course we're gonna make it accelerate. Anyways, now we need an open road. It is kind of dangerous in the shop. I've got not enough clearance, but we know we have acceleration.
Absolutely.
And there we have it. So finally,
Now we can sleep.
now I'd like to make a little video on the road to show our viewers what we've accomplished here. So we got the pump working. Okay, we know we're not gonna work with this distributor.
That's right.
We got another one. And I just wanna thank our viewers for staying here all night with us.
Yes, sir.
So we finally did it.
Thanks,
and
guys.
you-
Thanks for watching, guys. Because you know, we'd be nowhere without you.
And you know what? It's another late night here again at Nick's Garage. And you guys don't forget to subscribe and like. And thanks for watching us here on Nick's Garage. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.